Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Pinoy Abroad. So today we're leaving for Chicago, so we're here in the car now. It's gonna be about 7 hours drive. There's gonna be a few stopovers along the road, so if we were to drive straight, it'll be like about 6 hours or so, but because we're gonna stop and eat, then it'll add up to the time that makes it 7 hours. So hopefully it's not that bad over here as we leave the state. I hope you guys keep watching this video. Stay tuned. We're gonna explore Chicago for you guys. Alright guys, this is our first stop here in Wisconsin. So I'm just gonna go to the store here to pee, and then I'll hop back into the car and then hit the road again. It's another 4 hours to go to get to Chicago, but then we're gonna drive out. Maybe after an hour we're gonna look for a restaurant somewhere to eat our supper, and then hop back into the car and head out. I got my windows open, guys. It's not as cold here compared to Minnesota. The only thing I can tell you when you come to Wisconsin is that when you come to the Midwest and you happen to want to drive from state to state and you happen to come to Wisconsin, make sure that you're driving on the speed limit, because there's a lot of drivers out there who get a lot of tickets, speeding tickets worth $200. And that's because police officers here, they're very ruthless. They won't forgive you for speeding. It's not like in Chicago or in Minnesota, especially Minnesota people, like Minnesota officers are very nice. And you know, I've been pulled over maybe more than a couple times, but then they never gave me a ticket. They just gave me a warning, because they're very nice over there. Over here, I remember one time I was pulled over and I actually like pleaded, and I was like, I appealed to the police officer. I was like, oh, I was in a hurry, I was trying to go to work and stuff like that. I gave all the excuses, but then they never forgave me. They're just ruthless over here, guys. Oh man, this line takes forever. Hey guys, it's snowing. It's snowing, man. Finally here in Illinois. We wanna be a little stronger. Each fall takes a piece out of our hearts, so I'll run away into the dark. Hey guys, we just finally arrived here in Chicago. So this is my old room. Still looks good. Look at all those posters over there. I miss that. And the baby is with my mother, so she wants to cuddle the baby, she wants to sleep with the baby, so yeah, I want to give her their own time. For the meantime, guys, we're gonna call this a day, and then I'll see you tomorrow, I promise. Morning, guys. So that was it. Hi. This morning, and I'm gonna go upstairs for breakfast. So it looks like here. This is our house here in Chicago. It's a beautiful morning. Breakfast being served. We got the chorizo, and then it's some fish there, and then this is fried rice. Some lechon my mom is cooking. Baby. Right there. He slept with his grandma last night, and she said he slept real good. This is our house here. I really miss Chicago, guys. This is where I started everything here in the United States, so I miss my family. I miss my sister here. They're all at work, by the way, guys, so it's only us here. So we've decided to just go out downtown and just kind of tour the place. Now over here in Chicago, guys, when you come here and when you drive here, you have to be very careful because there's a lot of cameras around. So if it's red light, you have to be very careful not to beat the red light, because once you do that, there's a camera, it'll capture everything, and then next thing you know, you already have like a ticket in the mail and you have to pay for that. Minnesota tried to implement that kind of law, but then a lot of people didn't want it, so they opposed the fact that they opposed that kind of system, so it didn't get implemented at all. But I think it should be done because it's for safety reason, you know, because when there's cameras around, when people know there's cameras around, they tend to behave when it comes to driving, just like over here. I think there's more bad drivers in Minnesota, although like when you go to Minnesota, people think the opposite. They think that people in Chicago are worse when it comes to driving, but I think it's the other way. So I've seen so many crashes there. I've seen so many people violating the traffic laws, like beating the red light, over speeding and stuff like that. Over here you can't just do that because there's cameras everywhere, and then once you go beyond the speed limit, that camera will capture it and you're gonna get a ticket in the mail. So people here are more disciplined when it comes to driving, in my opinion. If I were to compare the Twin Cities, St. Paul, Minneapolis versus Chicago, when it comes to cleanliness, guys, Chicago's more clean. It's really clean. Like the streets are clean, the suburbs are really clean. Even during the winter or even during the fall, it's really just clean, even though it's a very populous city. Like normally when you go to a very populous city, it's normally dirty, like New York, and if you go to Metro Manila in the Philippines, it's dirty. But Chicago isn't. It's really clean. The lake is clean, the river is really clean. You can drink the water from the river. It's really, really clean. Minneapolis, St. Paul is also nice, but Chicago is still, you know, it's much cleaner. Alright guys, we're here at the park. I used to fly a drone here because it's a beautiful area. That's the lake over there, and that lake is always cold. It's always freezing because it's connected to the north side, to like Canada, to the North Pole, or not North Pole, that's probably an exaggeration, but it's connected to the north, and that's why it's always cold. I remember, I think it was last year that lake froze up so bad and got very cold here. It was like negative 15 or negative 20 something. Even like a hot water, you pour a hot water out in the air, it turns into snow. That's how cold it was during the time. And that's the skyline, Chicago skyline right there.
We all wanna be a little stronger. Each fall takes a piece out of our hearts. So I'll run away, away into the darkest parts of me. I need a change desperately. I thought love was a lost art till you showed me some sanctuary. Now I never wanna let you go, never gonna let you go until I pull those souls running out for love. You were there with open arms when I thought love was a lost art.
like Chicago, guys. I miss it. I lived here for like 10 years. When I started here in US, I started here in Chicago and pretty much spent most of my life here already. So I feel like whenever I come here, it's always a new place to me. I feel like it's, you know, you feel like the vibes of being at home, because this is where my family is. This is where my relatives are. Yeah, it's nice to come back and visit this place.